morning. Happy birthday, by the way.
Thank you. Love you. All right, guys. If this is your first D&D campaign, know that I am the most brutal GM and you're going to get absolutely annihilated, okay? So read it right or get out of my fucking... Don't know. Guys, a lot of these guys, it'll be their first D&D campaign. I think the only one who has like sufficient D&D experience here is Alex. But Alex is... I mean, to say sufficient is maybe a little bit of an understatement. But there's a reason I got him here is because it's good to have someone who is a little bit more skilled at the table when you're playing with new players. It means that the GM can focus more on GMing and the player who is a little bit more experienced can help out a little bit more with the guys. So it allows me to focus a bit more and it allows them to have someone to lean on without having to ask me questions constantly. In saying that, ask me questions constantly, your new players, all right? If you need to know something, just ask. And also feel free to use Discord as well if you don't want to interrupt the flow of something. Remember, you guys can just message each other as well, or message me on Discord, especially if you got something secret you want to talk about, okay? For example,
I'll pass a note to the GM already.
Yeah, exactly. You can pass notes to the GM. Exactly. That's exactly what we're talking about here. Okay. I'll go through something in a second, but essentially, you're at a big festival. I'm going to go through it in a little bit more detail in just a moment. But I need you to tell me why your character is out and about. Are they a local of the town? Are they a traveler that's come for the festival in this town happens every 7 years? Have they come just for the festival? Are they looking for someone? Just send it to me in Discord so you don't spoil it for anything. I just need to know for my story writing. If you're happy for everyone to know, just say it. But if you want to keep it secret, send me a message. Okay.
Oh no, I'm happy. I'm searching for someone to send aid to my village.
Beautiful, cool. All right, easy. Let me get this open, and then we're ready to rock. By the way, guys, these are the characters in the campaign. This one's not here right now, but these are the characters in the campaign. So this is Harvest. This is Alex. Are you a kobold? What race are you, Alex?
I'm a lizard folk.
Lizard folk. Okay. This is the rabbit, Collet, and this is the bugbear over here. Okay, so I'm going to use this as our default screen when we're yapping because it's so cool, and I want to show off what Sunday has done. But I just want to go through a couple of things first before we get rolling. So let's turn our music to some lovely and wonderful fantasy vibes. So. The year, as discussed in the last session, is the year 548 PS. That's post-Sendry. Okay? Right here in the Galderdanden Fjord is a border between two great empires. Now, if you could see my mouse, can you guys see my mouse in Roll20? No, okay. So if you look, there is a little tiny... Down the bottom there is a fortress, bottom left, called Handuk. And there is a, obviously, inlet there that runs along the inside of that continent. That is a separating line. All of that water is a separating line between the country of Bren in the east and the country of Ebenwald in the west. Now... These two countries have a fragile alliance at the moment. 584 years ago, a great warlord... I can draw. Good point. I can just draw for you guys. So this is the line I'm talking about along here. I'm sure you can all see that now. 584 years ago... can I undo that? No. I can. 584 years ago, the great warlord, who went by the name of Gorehound... rose up a vast army in the country of Eberwald. Now, Eberwald is the Western nation, the Germanic Western nation. And he, for the first time ever, launched an invasion against Bren. Now, Bren has been a stable powerhouse of the universe that you're in for a very, very long time. No one challenges them. They're not some evil, vast empire. They're not perceived as such, but they have been the dominant force for a very, very, very long time. And Gorehound's invasion at Sendry, and you can see the graves of Sendry here. This is where he launched his invasion. Gorehound's invasion was almost successful. It took everything that Bren had to stop Gorehound and his vast army from pushing through into Bren and securing Orthort, which is the capital of Bren itself. Many lives were lost, and there are old tensions, but 500 years later, it's sort of a shadow of the past, at least for Bren, because Bren want it to be a shadow of the past. If they were challenged, if they were almost beaten, they don't want that on the history books. They want the whole world to know that they are the strongest, most powerful nation that has ever existed. But Ebenvold in the west does not forget. And they've held Gorehound up as a hero of the past. He was almost, in his time, the rumors that were spread about him taking on 100 men on his own or tearing down mountains with his bare fist, he's become this iconic mythological figure for Ebervold in the west here. And as he was a symbol and his hometown was Blottrus, here, they have now turned it into a sort of symbol of resistance against Bren. This little whaling town has been turned into one of the biggest and largest cities in Ebervold. It's not the capital, but it may as well be at this point because so much money has been pushed into it. And they continue to run a celebration at Blottrus every 7 years. It is the Festival of the Blood Rose, okay? And when Gorehound was around, in his day, he had an elite force that traveled with him. This force was known simply as the Blotjagers, right? The Blood Hunters. Now, these Blotjagers used to dress in full iconographic armor that was a symbol of Gorehound. It had the rose on it and many animals and beasts etched into their armor, these sort of things. Really powerful imagery. And they had to go through this particular ritual to become a Blotjager. Everybody wanted to be a Blotjager in Ebervold. It's like being in the SAS in the Commonwealth or joining the Special Forces in America. It's like the pinnacle of the Empire if you're interested in military service. You had to go through a whole bunch of other things, but finalize a ritual where you would step down into a tub of blood. It was 30 foot long and 15 feet deep. Fresh blood poured on the day, and in your full armor, you had to walk along the bottom of the giant tub of blood in armor and come out the other side. If at any point you couldn't make it and your armor was too heavy and you drowned in the blood, you drowned in the blood. No one would save you. And if you came up early, the other Blotjagers that were on site would kill you as consequence because you did not pass the test, and more than that, you were a coward and didn't accept your death in the pool of blood. Okay? So, that brings us to the modern era. Every 7 years, Blottrus runs a festival in the name of Gorehound. They run this Festival of the Blood Rose, and they hold up old school traditions, okay? So they have people walk around in the armor, but it's more for ceremony now. The Blotjagers don't actually exist, and they take their armor off and walk away. They still have the tub of blood in the center of the square for people to walk through, but it's sort of ceremony and ponce now. So if someone can't make it along and they come up early, everyone laughs, they give them a beer and push them down the stairs, and away they go, and the next person steps up. You don't actually become a Blotjager if you can make it across the entirety of the blood, and very rarely people can. It's a long walk through thick viscous blood, 30 feet. It's been years and years since someone has made it, and most people who make it usually have some magical trick up their sleeve. But it's just part of the ceremony. This festival every 7 years is just to bring in economy, and it's more of a flex in the face of the Empire of Bren in the east. And this festival lasts for 2 weeks. It's where you all find yourself, okay? From whatever means, from whatever part of the continents you are from. There are many other continents other than Bren and Ebervold. But this is where you are right now in whatever form, on whatever cause that you are chasing. You are here for this festival, or at least at this festival, to find out what your fate is. It's a cool, brisk morning. The air is rolling along the pavement in front of you. You can hear celebrations already kicking in. Wherever it is that you may be, you can hear the celebrations kicking in. You know that at some point in the next couple of days, they will be hosting one of these events, these ceremonies to push through the blood tub, but it's not happening, as far as you know, within the next 24 hours. What you do know is that there will be a festival breakfast feast. Everyone comes, it's the place to be, and I'm going to assume that all of you are making your way to that feast or are already at that feast. That is where we're going to start our story. So, at the end of the last session, when the lovely Collet and our boy, I can't remember what Driggs, Collet and Driggs. They ran a festival with a wizard. Ran a competition with a wizard. There was a wizard in a side alley in a side street who tried to bet against them. Unfortunately, he lost the bet. They were able to complete his little ruse, his magical world that he has set up. And they eventually fell out of his magical world. This is the festival square right here, guys. So this is the layout of the town of Blottrus. Okay, this is the dramatic city that you are currently in. You're heading to the festival square here. This is one of the grand. It essentially was a war fortress in the center of the town. It sort of doubled as a docking area. It's called the Golden Docks. It's since been turned into sort of like a pompous palace for the nobility. Again, this isn't where the royal family of Evervold, or the Emperor of Evervold, has his seat. But it is an expression of power for him. So there is a high court. That's what this structure is. It overlooks the grand courtway in front of it, which is where all of the major festivities happen. Though they do happen all over the entire city, even on the outskirts, outside the walls. You see all the different roads that come into this major port here. So it is a very, 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 very popular area. So I'm going to say you guys are stepping into this large festive area here at the moment. This is where you are in the morning. Now, there is something we need to wrap up before we get to today. And that is a little bit that we have to play out at the end of last session. So, I'm going to assume that Driggs is exhausted, but is currently here. All right. He is absolutely buggered. That's the bugbear from the events that happened in the last session. But he is next to you at the moment, Collet. I'll play Driggs for this little bit before we jump forward into the future, okay? So, do you remember how we ended last time, Collet? You fell out of the wizard's little magical world, landed on your butt, but were scooped up by all of the celebrations of the evening. Everyone was around drinking beers, having a great time. You were the entertainment for the evening. But do you remember at the end of the session, you heard quite a loud clapping, and then towards you, out of the crowd,
really slow walking,
was a why don't you tell me, Ailish, who walks out of the crowd? It's you.
A very pale, red-headed tiefling, very impressed with your feats. Both kinds.
Tell me, give us a bit of a description about what she looks like.
Both kinds.
So I'm very pale. I have green eyes. I have long curly red hair. I have very, very small wings for some reason. Not too sure why for yet, but some very, very what's the word I'm looking for? Adolescent, I guess. Adolescent wings. Something not quite forming. Something not quite right. I also have very glassy eyes with a sense of horror behind them, like I've seen a lot of shit. But
okay, so you step forward, clapping your hands towards Driggs and the wonderful Collet. Now, do you know what Collet looks like and what Driggs look like?
I know Collet looks like a rabbit.
Yep. So Collet is. Do you want to describe yourself for everyone who is at the table? It'll be the first time they've heard it, Collet. So tell the table what you look like. Or Haragon?
So he's got a Haragon, yeah. So mainly brown, and my ears split down the middle. Not like physically, but the fur splits down the middle, and it's gray. So like half of my ears and the top of my head is gray, and the rest of me, like my belly, my toes, they're like my fingers, they're all white. And then one of my eyes are yellow, and the other is like periwinkle, kind of like a purple, that has a slight glow to it. And I wear like purple robes. I'm an old wizard.
All right, beautiful. Okay, all right. And next to this wonderful rabbit, also thank you again to Sunday for all the amazing art that he's done for our session, by the way. That's all just so fucking good. Next to this wizard stands Driggs, which is Zippo's character. Now, Zippo's not currently here. This is an amazing drawing. If you're wondering what this is him grabbing a Kuatoa by the feet. Last session, he used a Kuatoa as a weapon. He is a bug. He is a bugbear. He's stood there in his armor next to the rabbit. He's pretty buggered though, ready to go hit the hay. You walk towards both Collet and Driggs, Eilish, clapping your hands. And the last thing you said to them, or I made you say, was, I might have another task for you. Do you want to see if you can convince Collet and Driggs to follow through in that task? So they both stand looking at you, waiting for you to speak.
Yeah. Well, I have a lovely acquaintance that I've met over in a graveyard a few blocks away, and he unfortunately was a veteran of the Swampy Blood walk, and he lost his eye in that Swampy Blood, and I would love you to retrieve it for him. I can definitely pay you handsomely in gold.
Okay. As you just heard, Collet and Driggs, Eilish essentially wants you to try and retrieve a eye that is in the tub of blood, or known to be left at the bottom of the tub of blood of the festival. By the way, I didn't tell you to come up with that story, and that is fucking wonderful. Good job, Harvest. Did you just come up with that on the fly? You know what? Don't tell me. Whatever.
No.
It's great. It's fucking awesome. No. Okay, so Driggs looks initially concerned. He's pretty wiped out. But he sort of looks at you, and you can see he's given you a look like what's in it for him. Collet, do you want to say anything? Do you want to see if she's up to something? Remember, you've got all of those things you can do. So you can make like an insight check to get a better read of her. You can roll a history check to better understand maybe a little bit about her clothing, where she might be from. You can do an arcana check to try and feel her out and see how she feels. You could do a religion check to see if you can pick up something about her. She looks like a tiefling, so there might be some religious stuff connected to her, etc., etc., etc. So you can roll checks. You can just talk to her and not roll. It's up to you.
I think I want to do an insight check. Kind of try to figure out, like, if she's telling the truth, if there's a eyeball at the bottom.
Okay, all right. Roll an insight check. Specifically about the eyeball, roll an insight check for me. An 11. You know she's maybe not telling the whole truth, but she thinks there might be an eyeball at the bottom. All right, you can pick up there's something not quite right, but there might be something going on. You are sus. You are sufficiently sus, but you do believe her.
Okay, and then I look at her and I ask, "What good is gold when you're as old as I am?"
Ooh. Okay, Eilish.
I then respond with, I'm more than happy to introduce you to my acquaintance that I found in the graveyard if you retrieve his eye for me, as he has a lot of insight that he could share with you.
Okay, deal.
Honestly, it's pretty convincing. You're here to find new knowledge, right? So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, well played. Harvest, take an inspiration point for everything so far. You're doing fucking awesome. Just note down that you've got an extra inspiration point. You are killing it already. So you're in. Driggs, just to, we're gonna have Driggs exit left in a second, but just Driggs sort of gives you a look up and down. He's that big snarly bugbear. He's already tired. He's already frustrated. He's covered in Kuatoa blood that came with him out of the portal, and he's sort of done with you. He gives you a bit of a look and he says, "What's in it for me?"
I would like to say that obviously the honor of going through the blood trials, you know, someone who's big and strong and, you know, has definitely seen some many worlds move around him. So I'll say, you know, the glory of attempting the fabulous event if he wants to do it.
It's called the Walk of the Blood Rose, by the way. I didn't say that, but the walk through the blood is the Walk of the Blood Rose. So, okay. Look, that's enough for Driggs. The idea of honor, he sees that Collet's in, and he kind of likes Collet a lot, so if Collet's going, he's going. So he sort of decides, okay, he walks up to you, looks you up and down as the old frail rabbit man that you are, Collet, and then Drig sort of leans down and he puts his arms around you to like give you a cuddle. But you can see, even though he is a big, nasty brute of a bugbear, he actually is quite gentle as he gives you a little cuddle to let you know, and he sort of taps you on the back, firm enough that you feel it and it might hurt your own bones or your old bones a little bit, but you can see he's being especially delicate with you as the old rabbit that you are. And then he sort of pulls back, holds your shoulders, looks you dead in the eyes, he gives you a nod, and then he walks off into the darkness. You can expect you'll see him later. You've made a friend in Drig's Collet. So that's him exiting stage. Okay, Eilish, when obviously the Walk of the Blood Rose is a little bit later on, so I assume do you want to give Collet somewhere that he should meet you at a time?
Yes. I would love you to meet me in the said graveyard where Remy is located. Sometime on the horizon.
Okay, beautiful. You guys have a bit of a chat. You discuss exactly the time frame that you'll meet. You say, let's say, 4 p.m. in 24 hours time. You'll meet at the graveyard that you've decided, and you can touch base at that stage. Beautiful. Let's go end scene. Next day. Get everyone involved. Thank you for playing that part out. It's something we had to do just to wrap up that loose end because we did have the demo session. So I appreciate you. So, Collet, you'll be meeting Eilish at a graveyard 4 p.m. in about 24 or 48 hours time from then, 24 hours time from now. Okay, so note that down somewhere. 24 hours, you'll be meeting Eilish. It's the next day. Like I said, the wind blows cold across the stone floor of Blotrus. It rolls along your heels and sends shivers up your spine. Blotrus is a cold city most of the year, but it's particularly cold this year. You can see there's a little bit of ice that slicks the ground, but the heat of the local folk walking back and forth and passing through the town as the sun rises quickly melts away any sleet. You can hear all of the animals in the distance in the outside farming districts of Blotrus, crow and moo and caw. They're the first movement of the early hours of the city before the farmers arise and then the city folk begin to hustle and bustle. It is festival time of the year, so it does get quite busy very, very quickly, and it's easy to lose faces in the crowd. The crowd sort of swells along the streets like a river in motion. All sorts of faces from all over the world pushing back and forth, bumping into each other. But you step out into the breakfast hall, the breakfast courtyard where the great feast happens, and there you start to recognize some pretty famous characters. The first person that you see walking along is the great Thux. Now, Thux is the head knight of the royalty of this city, right? The oligarchy. He sort of leads the local guard. You can see Thux is making his way through, bumping left and right into people as he's having conversations, shaking hands, doing deals, this sort of stuff. He's here because he needs to assert a presence at the Festival of the Blood Rose. He's in fact dressed in the ceremonial armor of the Blot Jagers, he himself never having passed the test. It's more of an ego thing. He's an elf. Again, this sort of goes against Ebervold. The Blot Jagers were traditionally human because Gorehound was, I don't want to call him a racist, but he certainly had a preference of the kind of people he wanted in his forces. But like I said, Thux himself is an elf, and he's strolling around bumping into different people. As he moves along, I'm going to say that all of you are there at different areas, but you see him stop for a second as he's scanning the crowd, looking across faces. You're all at different sections of this courtyard here, but you see him stop for a second, and his eyes scoot directly towards a green lizard folk. You see him have pause before he starts to stroll towards him. Grisk, you see Thux with his long blonde hair, his pale white skin, dressed in this ceremonial armor, beelining it straight towards you. I want you to do me a favor and roll a history check.
Okay. Well, you'll have to work with me. I haven't used Roll20 before, so...
Okay, if you click and open your character sheet, you can just go to your character sheet, and if you want to roll a history check, just click the word history, and it'll throw one out. And then
cool.
the result will pop up in the chat box, which is top, which is right, most left.
There we go.
And you can turn. Can you roll a 0?
I have a
wow.
-1 for my intelligence.
Okay.
Wow,
This is your first roll, a critical failure.
critical.
Oh my lord. Okay. Hey, you can turn on your rolls too if you want, guys. On the top right in settings, you got a whole bunch of settings there that you can go through. If you want to see your dice roll, click on dice options and click enable 3D dice, and you'll see your dice roll out in front of you. Automatically roll dice, etc., etc. Okay, natural 1. As he walks towards you, a big grin creeps across his face, Grisk, as Thux strolls towards you. And as he gets right within range, he sort of lifts his he holds his arms out like this, and you can't really put your finger on exactly why he would be raising his arms out, and you assume he is threatening you. What are you gonna do?
Oh, if he's threatening me, oh dear.
It looks like a threat. It looks like he's, to you at least, it looks like he's threatening you.
Well, I will immediately go to bonk him on the head with my quarterstaff.
You're gonna attack him. Okay. Do you want to describe, before you launch into combat with Thux, do you want to describe to the party what the Thux look like? So, you guys again are walking throughout the courtyard. Walking throughout this massive courtyard. By the way, it's hundreds of meters long and hundreds of meters wide, this courtyard. So it's quite an extreme space within the city. But tell Collet, Eilish, and Weave what you look like, what is about to engage in combat with Thux.
Fair enough. Okay, so I am a lizard folk. I am fairly tall. He is about 6'5". Bit taller once you include the fins and such, breast sort of display on top of his head. I am mostly green, a dark green, with a mottled bit of brown. There you go. You've got the little bit of a picture there for on Bob's stream. Leather armor. I do have that nice looking quarterstaff, and I do have a sickle on my belt.
Nice little sickle here. Very cool. He looks so sweet. Sunday, again, thank you for the art. Very cool. Okay.
He did very well with it.
Yeah, he did. He's awesome. He's done so well. He's done super good. Okay. So, you go to bump him with your staff, did you say?
Yes, I'm not like trying to cave his skull in. It's that bop, like, you know, old people with a walking stick.
Yeah. Give him the knock.
I'm very old for Elizabeth.
As you go to throw the quarterstaff in his direction, he sees it and he claps and catches your staff in front of him. What do you do? He's looking at you with you're looking at his face and you're a little bit unsure, but he's clapped and grabbed your staff in front of him, right as you swung.
Well then, I will do a insight check to see what mannerisms, if he's more aggressive or if he's less aggressive. There we go, great. 5.
Alex, it's always the experienced player who gets the shit kicked out of him by the dice. It's never the new guys. It's always the experienced player. I'm gonna turn you off.
That's fun.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, you're a lizard folk.
Yes.
Baring teeth at each other in lizard folk culture is a sign of aggression.
It is.
It always has been. You've learned to read human expressions. You've learned what a smile is, but in this moment right now, you're tired. You've just woken up. You're just looking for some breakfast, and as he looks around the staff and smiles at you, to you it doesn't look like a smile. To you, he's baring his teeth, Alex.
That's no good. Can't have that.
Oh.
Well, then I will immediately I will turn into a giant lizard.
Conan! What is best in life?
Oh, hang on.
Crush your
Before
enemies.
you do anything, Zippo
See them
just
driven
gifted
before
10
you.
subs. Thank you for the
They
10
are
subs.
a lamentation of your
Appreciate
women.
you, Zippo.
Zippo gifted 10 subscriptions to the community.
Did you want to change something that happens? And if you do, send me a message on Discord, because you did donate 10 subs. And while we're playing D&D, if you want to change any of the outcomes, there is an incentive. Here it is. To change or decide the outcome of a D&D while we're playing it for 10 gifted subs. It's our way of interacting with the stream. You can donate that 10 subs and reach out to me. Send you what happens on Discord, not to spoil. All right, I will wait, Alex, just before you turn into a beast.
Yep.
I will hold that right there. While this is all happening, though, let's go over to you, Eilish. You're looking over towards where Drisk is, the lizard folk, engaging with Thux. And while you're looking over it, you, by pure chance, you're staring straight in front of you, and then you see these two little brown and grey ears walk into your vision in front of you. And you look down in front of you, and Collett's standing right there. You can see his little rabbit ears in front of you. He's just walked in front of you. And you can see he's trying to get a look, but he's a bit shorter than you, so he's struggling to get a view.
I decide to pick up Collet
Oh,
and
so
put him on my shoulders.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right, you look.
I can see you much better up here.
There you go. Okay. So, Collet, you are now up on top of the tiefling's shoulders, and she's got horns that you can grip onto to hold on tight. Eilish, are you going to maybe get a little bit closer, or are you just going to hold now and wait to see what happens? Collet, do you say anything? Do you want to get closer? Are you telling her to get closer?
So what was the last thing that happened? He was just walking toward him with his teeth showing, right?
So he had his arms out to you. Actually, you roll an insight check. See if you can work out what was happening, or a history check if you want to roll a history check. You can as well, Eilish, if you saw it. Now, just before we go on with that, Weave, you're making your way through the crowd, doing what it is you do best, looking for the things that you are looking for. And then you hear a bit of a startled commotion just off to your right, towards the center of the square. You see Thux. You've been watching Thux a little bit because of his armor. He's quite interesting to you. He's very shiny, black, like a black blued armor with all of the gold finish and ceremonial symbols all over it. You've already made him a bit of a mark in your mind, in your own way. And you can see that he is now engaged with a lizard folk. Behind him, you're looking towards them. You've got a side-on view of the elf that's just grabbed onto the staff of this lizard folk. Just beyond them, you can see an old rabbit up on the shoulders of a tiefling, about, let's say, 20 feet behind the commotion. What are you doing?
I think I sneak around behind and check the rabbit out. Try and learn something about it.
Okay. Did you want to roll a check of your choice? You can roll insight, roll history. You can roll nature, arcana. What is it you're trying to find out about him?
I might want to roll arcana for this one.
Okay, you roll an arcana, and I'll come back to you in just a second. Okay, Collet, your insight check, you succeed. Ailish, you're too distracted by this damn rabbit. You picked him up and you're immediately regretting it, because although he was little, he weighed a bit more than you thought. So you're too distracted with his little rabbit legs flicking around in front of your face, and he grabs onto your horns, and you're like, son of a bitch, I didn't even think he'd do that. No, you're just a bit distracted. Collet, though, with your insight check, you can see that Thux is not in any way aggressing towards Grisk, the lizard folk. You know, in the culture of Bloodthirst, because you've been here a little bit longer than the rest of them, you've been here quite a while, you know that it is a cultural part of Ebervold, specifically this particular area of it, that you walk in, hug someone, and you kiss them on the neck, on the back of the neck. As you hug them, they'll kiss you as well on the back of the neck, and your brain clicks back to the the bugbear last night, Driggs. You realize now that when he cuddled you to say goodnight to you, he did kiss you on the neck. When he did reach down and gently hold you. It's just a tradition around these parts. Thux, you can see that Thux has gone in to give a cuddle, and then he's clapped this staff because he thinks that maybe the lizard is playing a game with him. Okay, back to you. Think on that for a second. Back to you, Usha. You've got a 15. You can sense that this rabbit is incredibly powerful. It is a very, very, very magical being. The rabbit, a very, very magical being.
Quite intriguing. I see. I think then I might move a bit closer.
To the rabbit?
Let my presence be known. Yes.
Okay, so you push through the crowd. You're a little bit smaller than most of the people in the crowd. I want. You said you're not trying to hide, so you're trying to make your presence known. Out of the crowd to your right, Collet and Eilish, you see a creature that neither of you recognize at all. This little tiny, kind of quick-moving, agile creature pushes through the ankles and knee height of the crowd and arrives to your right. And you cannot help. It's trying to get you to notice it. But you would have noticed it anyway because you've traveled quite a bit, Collet. You would know almost every creature across the land, and you don't know what this one is. And you, Eilish, can hear a voice that immediately begins to burl up in your ear. This is what you hear in your ears. Okay, do you want to describe to them what they see, Meow?
Well. Myself, I'm quite small, as we've made clear. I am of a yellow body, deep shade and dark blue eyes. I am quite fidgety. I'm energetic. I like to move around, and I'm also of quite the sly type. You know, I have that sort of slinky movement. But I think I am quite brave and confident in myself for what I like to do, and very curious. I do like to get to know someone quite well, whatever purpose I might need. But you look at me, and I have this strange perception about me. I don't like to let anyone know my true intents.
True intentions. What visually do they see, Meow? What are they visually looking at?
Well, as I said, I have this sort of like yellowish skin around me. I have like a light rag that looks almost like pajamas with these deep blue eyes.
Big blue eyes?
Yes, deep.
Are you anthropomorphic like a human? Do you look like an orc? Do you look like an elf?
I am of like a halfling, but slightly off.
Something. Okay.
As a halfling, but slightly off. I have these deep dark blue eyes that stare up. As I said, I'm wearing this rag of pajama, and it goes down to about my knees. And then I have this light like fold of hair that goes over. Again, it is of a yellowish hue, like the rest of my body, but it sort of fades, and my eyes reflect off of it. It's like this blue haze on a dusky day.
All right, cool. Okay. So you see this little creature step out of the crowd. All right, I'll come back to you guys in just a second. I just got a message from Zippo. It doesn't look like he's changing this immediate moment. So we can keep on moving for now. So Thux has grabbed your stuff and he's baring his teeth at you, Grisk.
Yes. Not a good idea. Especially with that insight check of mine. I think he is very, very aggressive. I will, as I said, immediately use my ability to shapeshift, and I will wild shape into a giant lizard.
Okay. Bigger than you are? Alright.
Yes.
Alright. So you snarl and twist. What does it look like? Does your skin tear away? Is it like magical energy that appears? Is it one of those things where you blink and then you are just that creature? Describe to me what the evolution sort of looks like. Thank you, Ruffers! Hi, Demigod! Hi, Geltaki! Hi, guys! Hi, everybody!
Well, it's never really explained too clearly how a druid shapeshifts.
What's for you?
But-
Just for our visuals. You tell me how you think it happens.
Yeah, sort of like you miss half a frame when you're looking at a video, and it's just something's completely changed.
Boom! There you are. All right, perfect.
1 second, I was a 6.5 foot tall lizard folk. Now I'm a 12-foot long giant gecko.
Alright, cool. So, boom! This gecko spawns out in the crowd. You see the crowd scatter. They're not running, but they're all unsure what's happening. And you can see that Thux is now looking at his hands at where the staff once was, confused. Collet, you know that this might just be a misunderstanding. What are you doing? Before we roll initiative.
Get down.
Okay, you jump on down?
From yeah, and then I'm gonna walk up to the to Thux.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him, well, actually, can I do a check? Let's make it kind of funny. Tell him like it's all a misunderstanding.
Oh no, you've got that terrible charisma, don't you? Okay, so
Make it funny.
So you pop down as the little rabbit man that you are, and you start to stroll off. Eilish, you almost don't even notice him get off of you. You're too focused on Weave to your right. You can't stop looking at Weave. Okay, he's drawn all of your attention. So you don't notice that Collet has jumped off and he strolls out. You sort of push out through the crowd. Everyone's a little bit taller than you as you move through. So you see Alex to your left, this little rabbit push out of the line of the crowd out into the open and stroll up. And you can see him tugging on a little bit of chainmail that's sticking out from underneath the cuirass of Thux. And he doesn't look like he's concerned about the situation, which is quite confusing to you, because you're ready for a fight, and this little old rabbit has just strolled out of the crowd. And he tugs on the chainmail. You see Thux is looking at his hands, confused, and now he looks down to his right and sees an old little Harangon, which are quite rare in these lands, and he looks even more confused. What do you say to him? Collet?
This is a stranger to these lands. I've never seen one of these kinds before, but I think he's peaceful. I don't think he means any harm.
Okay, roll a persuasion check.
Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, that is another natural one. All right. So Thux was originally looking confused, but you look out of him and you pull on his chainmail and he looks down at you, and again, you are too tired, Collet. You've just woken up. You had a big night last night yourself. Okay, as you remember. So you're a bit buggered and you forget. To speak in common, you speak in Harangon instead. And so he looks down to his right and sees this giant gecko in front of him. He sees a giant gecko in front of him, looks down to his right and sees a little rabbit going in Harangon at him. And he is now concerned and steps back and reaches for his sword. I'm going to need you two to roll initiative. Let's go to turn order. I think there is you can just click your initiatives and I think it gets them rolled. Bush. Does that just plug it in? I'm pretty sure it just plugs it in. It did last time. Give me a second. Turn this off. No, total. Lighting. Yeah, there it is. Beautiful. Jeez, you both rolled 21s. Nice, guys. Good rolls. Okay. Let's go back briefly before we get this combat started. Fucking hell, guys. Thux is supposed to be friend, not food. All right. Okay, Eilish. You look down and you see. I saw your message too, by the way, Harvest. You look down and you see this little tiny weave in front of you. He's staring up at you, Meow's character. You've heard that voice in your head, and you might need time to process. You see that Weave has looked to the right to see what's going on over in the courtyard. Do you use this moment to maybe slink away? Is there anything, or do you want to say something beforehand? What do you want to do?
I want to do an investigation on Weave because I'm very curious about his thought. Trying to figure out what's going on with it and what makes it so special.
Okay. What we might do is we might say that I'm going to use this roll as a... I'm going to say your character's going to step away in just a moment, right? Because you have to step away in a moment. We'll use this roll to determine your initial... you're going to do a bit of investigation here. While you're gone, you'll be doing further research. So this roll is going to determine how much research and how much you can find out while you're gone. This is like your initial findings now. So roll that investigation check for me for now. Okay. All right. You reach out and you can sense maybe some kind of... It feels like it could be a curse on this creature. Maybe it's a blessing. You're not sure, but there's something at play with this creature. Whatever this is, you know you're not going to find another one anywhere. All right? Whatever this is, it exists only in front of you and only right now, which is why that voice is bellowing. And you can hear it. What I sent to you is repeating and bellowing and repeating. And you know you need to at least keep an eye on it. You're not sure whether you should make yourself known to it because it might suss you out. So what do you want to do?
I want to slink away into the crowds.
Okay, roll a quick stealth check for me. And roll a perception check for me. Please, Meow? Weave?
Yes. Perception.
Perception? Yep. Oh. Okay, yep, you slink away just fine. So, Weave, you look to your right at the distraction and noise. You were when you rolled that Arcana check on the rabbit, because they were standing right next to each other, Eilish and Collet, you also got an intense amount of power coming out from that tiefling, more than you should. Tieflings are... Tieflings are not very magical creatures. They descend from magic, but by their nature, they're not magical creatures. Something is up with that tiefling as well. So you look to the right to see what's going on with the now giant gecko monster that spawned, and where the rabbit is gone. You look back to your left, and the tiefling has vanished. It's gone. And at that point, Harvest will chat more off screen, but feel free to leave it out. Thank you for playing with us. I appreciate you. Harvest has to bounce because he has to go to work. So pour one out for our boy at work. What are you doing, Weave? You've seen that the tiefling's disappeared. You sort of reach out to sense to see if you can find her, but you know that she's vanished. You're not going to find her. Not without days and days of searching. So for now, you look back towards the giant gecko to your right. What are you doing?
Yeah. I think I should... I've seen this large gecko over on the side, and I've seen the rabbit sorts try and fail to persuade that there was a misunderstanding. I think I want to step in and try and use my own persuasion check to try and lessen the intensity of the situation.
Okay. So you slink through the crowd. Okay. I need... You're a druid, aren't you? Alex?
Yes, I am.
Okay, first of all, roll a perception check for me as this thing comes out of the crowd. 14. Okay, so you definitely notice it. Now I want you to roll a nature check for me.
10.
Okay, alright. You are distracted as this little creature pushes its way out of the crowd. How tall are you, Yeah, do you want to just throw a rough number on it?
Yeah.
2 foot, 3 foot. Halflings are about 3 foot, aren't they?
Size small, 5 by 5 feet. It says.
That's the square you take up. I think.
Yeah.
Ah, yes. Okay.
Your height is you choose your height, so
3 feet.
3 feet. Okay, so you see this little 3 feet creature walk out of the crowd. Roll a nature check for me, Chris. You did, yeah. 10. You already did roll a nature check.
Yep, I did.
14 on perception, 10 on nature. You've never seen anything like this before. And it really interests you. The reason it really interests you is as it sort of comes towards you, you can feel your form sort of warble. And you have to strain and concentrate to hold your changed wildling form. You can feel it's not an overwhelming force that's going to snap you out of your form, but it's like a ping in the back of your brain. You can't stop but feel this push that wants to push you out of your wildling form and back into your lizard folk form. As you move towards Thuck's weave, as you stroll towards Thuck's, he's like elvish glow. The warmness that elves carry with them, that like light-footed freedom that you see that they have. That you can see that fall away from him. He's like the natural shine to his hair, that like glow in his eyes, that warmth that elves have and how they're radiant in the sun. That fades as you push towards him. You're used to this, but it is a strange thing for everyone else to see. A very strange thing for everyone else to see. What's really interesting to you, and this is the part that really, really, really is confusing you, is that it's not affecting the rabbit. It's not affecting Collet. Harangun. And that's very, very, very interesting to you. So you stroll through the crowd. You can see Thux has now got his hand firmly on the big bastard sword that hangs from his hip. And you can see he's ready for combat. And he spots you immediately and raises an eyebrow as you stroll towards him. What are you doing?
Hello. You see this conundrum you've gotten yourselves into. I would like to nudge you otherwise. So if you could just please put down your weapons and we can all sort this out in a friendly manner.
Okay, roll a persuasion check. Okay.
11.
He rolled a 6. For insight on you. So he doesn't really know your intentions, but he does believe that he at least is willing to listen. He still has his hand on his sword, and he stops for a second, and he looks towards the beast in front of him. Alex, you see this little creature say that that's been a misunderstanding, and you can see that Thux's intentions seem to have changed. He doesn't seem to be showing as much aggression towards you, but you're still a bit confused. It seems like the next few moments play out depending on what it is that you do. Everyone's sort of looking to you to see your intentions.
How big is the crowd around where we are currently?
It's sort of building, being that there is a bit of excitement. You'd say there's 200-300 people sort of pushing their way into the main square. This is the main courtyard of Bloodthirst, so you would expect there to be more as the day goes on, but it's building up to 300. You can see the town's guard are all sort of starting to pay a little bit of attention as well. They're not dressed in that fine, magnificent armor that Thux is, but at this moment, roll a perception check for me. That is enough to see. You can see two more esteemed guards that are also dressed in ceremonial Blotjager armor. It's not as bright and wonderful and dressed up as Thux's armor, but they are still looking quite regal. They push out of the crowd sort of behind Thux, confused. They've been busy smashing down burgers and bacon and eggs. They've just turned up and they have no idea what's going on themselves. But you can see that they are well armed.
Okay. Well, upon seeing additional people in the same armor as my original aggressor, I will let out a a warning hiss and then immediately turn and sprint towards the nearest building.
Okay. Roll an intimidation check for me.
Sure, can do. That's
At advantage.
okay. So the first one is a 9, and the second one is a 16.
Okay, so you guys see this massive lizard gecko form let out this boisterous hiss and snarl. And you see Thux sort of step back himself. He wasn't expecting it. And you can see he still looks quite shocked. Thux wasn't looking for combat here. He's still very, very shocked about what's going on. And as the hiss sort of roars forward, you will catch its warm breath and close your eyes. And when you open your eyes, the beast is gone, and you can see lizard folk darting into one of the side shops. I'm going to say you walk into Hogan. Go ahead.
Let me correct you there. I wasn't dropping wild shape, so as a giant lizard, I have spider climb ability. I'm running straight at the nearest building and going straight up the wall.
You go straight at the wall. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were dropping shape. Well, all right. So he hisses and growls and then pushes through the crowd up onto... Are you hanging off the wall or going up onto the roof?
Up onto the roof.
Up onto the roof. Disappearing out of sight?
Yep.
Okay, so you
Backing
sleep...
away from the courtyard.
Okay, so let's say... Which building are you climbing onto? Here, Alex, you point at one for me.
Okay. So we're on the major one there. I will probably duck onto this one sort of here.
This one here? Okay. Beautiful. Okay, so you're up here. And I'll say the rest of the crowd is just sort of here. Okay. Perfect. So the lizard disappears up on top of the roof. Thux looks down at you, Weave, and he sort of, you can see he's confused, but he's sort of decided you're the one who's speaking for the lizard at this point. And with a hard frown, he says, "Creature, that was an old friend. What have you done to him?"
I have done nothing of the sort. I mean, well, I know him. I wouldn't say he knew me, but I'm sorry if I've caused you any inconvenience. I just wanted to make things acquaintable for both of us.
As you continue to speak, he cuts you off. He goes, "Cut your right tongue." And he sort of holds for a second, and he looks towards the rabbit, and he pulls his sword and points it towards your chest, directly into your chest collet. So he's got his blade pressed against your Meltmar. And he goes, "Do you speak any English?" And he sort of has it pushed up against you.
Yes, I speak English. I speak many languages, but English is a big one.
Sometimes I speak French, occasionally a little bit of German. I once I have been known to occasionally do some Chinese.
That happened a couple times.
Yeah. Okay. You can see that he's still uncomfortable. Grisk, are you watching from the roof?
I will be, yes.
He's shouting. You've heard him say you were an old friend.
I'll do a history check. Because I don't know him. At least I don't think I know him. 15. Do I know him? Have I forgotten him? I am old.
You are, yeah, look. You sort of recall through your mind, at first you try to just think, you don't recognize him, you're a bit confused, it's an early morning, you push deeper into your mind, and as you push in, you feel like you come up against a wall. You try to think of any elf that you know, and without looking directly at Thux, you can't even recall what an elf looks like. The only reason you know what an elf looks like is because you can see him standing in front of you. Something's wrong.
That's concerning. That's very concerning.
How old's your character, by the way, Alex?
40 years old, which is quite old for a lizard folk.
Yeah, cool.
They generally die in combat before that point.
Yep, cool. Thank you. Did you want to do anything with that knowledge?
Well, I will take a perception check of myself, because I just investigating myself. What's happened to me? What's going on? Can I?
Okay.
Just looking, is there anything?
Did you
different
just
about
roll a
myself?
natural 20?
I did. That is a 25 for a perception check.
Perception check.
I'm looking at myself.
Are you still in beast form?
I am currently, yes.
You initially sort of look along your paws and mitts, and I mean it just looks like the wild shape that you are, and you're concerned because you should be able to detect something, and you're looking around, and just when you're sort of out of breath and out of like you feel like you can't find exactly what it is you're looking for, you sort of look down in defeat, and directly in front of you, where you've like stared down at, there is a puddle of sleet that's sort of melting on the roof that is built up overnight, and you catch a reflection. Even in wild form, your eyes stay the same color. It's the one thing that a druid can't hide. It's how you can tell a druid bear from a wild bear. Wild bear has bear eyes. A druid's, you can read it in their eyes, and you can see that you don't have the yellow glint of your eyes. Currently, they are sort of warbling with this black, sort of blacky purple mist that's sort of rolling over the yellow of your eyes. And as you sort of catch sight of the mist, it fades back away, and they sort of go yellow again. But when you look off to the side, in your perception, you can catch something's going on with your eyes.
Okay, well, what do I roll for trying to stop myself freaking out?
Constitution, I guess. What is that? Let me have a look. Cool check. This is what we need. Cool check. We don't have cool check in D&D. Yeah, I guess it'd just be a Constitution save, maybe.
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah. You didn't just roll a fucking 1, did you?
Apparently I can roll nat ones and nat 20s and then nothing in between.
You are sufficiently freaking the fuck out, man. You've never seen anything like this before in your entire life. You're concerned there might be something going on, something in your head, a spell, or you don't know whether Thux is casting it, you don't know whether these new creatures that have just stepped in are casting it. You are wigging out at this point. Something's wrong and you can't work out what it is, and you normally know, right? You're an experienced, long-lived druid. Something's up. Something is wrong.
Yeah, so in that, I will start panicking and just start flailing wildly on the roof. So everyone the thing there can just start hearing this horrific banging and screeching.
Okay.
I have a massive panic attack.
I need you to roll an acrobatics check for me, if you will, please, Grisk. Okay, so as the sword is pointed towards your chest, Collet, from this big elf standing in the courtyard, as he has his sword against your chest, he sort of is looking back and forth between you and Weave to your right, and he's looking for answers and he can't find them, but you hear this mighty roar from just behind you in the courtyard. You turn to see where the giant gecko beast has climbed, and you can see a tail flick up across the roof, or some legs spin, and he's screaming from on top of the roof. And at that exact moment, the roof, under the weight of this massive beast, gives way and shatters, and you see this lizard and all of the rubble, all of the caved-in roof of this bookshop falls down and slams into the dirt. Alex, you don't take damage with a 13. I'm going to say you don't land on your feet. You eat the dirt, but you cushion your fall enough. I'm not going to make you take damage for that. And so you see this beast slam into the ground. Thux immediately points back to the two gentlemen behind him and waves his sword forward, and he begins to slowly march towards the bookshop. What are you doing, Weave and Collet?
So is there any way I can use animal handling here?
I mean, he is in beast form. Oh, he's still a thinking creature. You'd have to use persuasion. You can achieve the same thing with persuasion instead of animal handling.
Okay. Let's see, what else can I do?
I suppose, Bobs, depends. Is he trying to reason with me, like talking wise, or is he actually trying to like physically help with the body shape? Because if he's trying to physically help restrain or inspect the body, he might be able to use animal handling.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, if he's trying to like, if he's trying to like hold you down or something. If you're trying to communicate with him, no, right? You just, because he's a thinking creature, you just use persuasion. If you're trying to like hold him down or communicate about something about the kind of creature he is, then you'd be using animal handling or nature.
Can I? That wouldn't be Arcana. Would it? Can I use an Arcana check to see? Like, because I don't know if he's a druid. He just shapeshifts right in front of me.
You can probably assume he's a druid. I mean, you can roll an Arcana check if you want to sort of get a read on what kind of magic he's using. In fact, you know what? No, you're experienced. No, don't even bother. You're experienced enough that you know that he's using like nature magic. Like you can assume he's a druid. You know, if it looks like a druid and it moves like a druid, it's probably a druid.
Ooh. Okay.
So Thux is starting to walk away from you at this stage. He's making his way. He's putting a bit of distance between you and the but between himself and you. He's moving up with his two guards towards the edge of the shop. At this stage.
So I have an idea. Blindness, deafness.
Hmm.
I don't know if I can. Can I only target one person with that?
Who are you trying to blind and deafen?
Sucks.
I'm not sure you want to blind. Remember, he is already a bit suspect of you.
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And he is also the town, one of the most regal knights, like the head knight. So you really don't want to create any more conflict with him than you have, unless you want to create conflict with him and take him down. In which case, blind away, brother.
By the way, can I just interject here and then make my move quickly?
Yeah,
I want to use my natural stuffiness to take hiding behind Kolot. I feel.
So you want to use Collet as something as like a
yes.
something. Yeah. Roll a stealth check. What are you doing, Collet? That's a success. Yeah, you're efficiently out of sight at this point. You're out of sight, out of mind.
I have an ability where I can jump. Is there any way that I can get up there?
Well, he's fallen. Remember, he's fallen through the rooftop, right? So he's fallen through the rooftop, so he's landed in the books, like amongst a bookstore. This is a store that sold old dusty tomes, wizard spell books, scrolls, this sort of thing. So he's landed in the center of it.
Okay.
He's thrashing around still a little bit. On that note, Thux is sort of breaching comes towards the door. You catch sight of him again. Gris, can I get you to roll another Constitution check for me?
Sure, can do.
Don't you roll another fucking one. Okay.
I'm fucking panicking for a second there.
Okay. Your initial freak out is fading. You're starting to regain your senses, but you are maybe struggling a little bit to hold on to your wild form at this stage. Okay? You're still in wild form. But you're struggling to hold it, because you know that even if you leave gecko form, you're probably still going to have the same situation on your hands.
Yep. Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Anything you want to do, Collet and or Weave? Before Thux steps into the store?
No, I'm happy where I am.
Happy to hold? You happy to hold, Collet?
Yeah, I don't really know what else I could do.
Okay. So you two hold for now. Thux pushes into the room, and you see him as he steps in. Alex, you sort of turn to look at him, and the way the light slams in from behind him, it casts his shadow in front of you in this really intimidating way. It's almost as if he's using some kind of magic, but you in your state can't quite put your finger on it. This grand shadow rolls over the top of you, and as the light hits his hair and hits the back of his armor, he appears almost angelic in front of you. And his voice booms through the room, and he says, Grisk, my old friend, come to your senses or be put to the sword. And he holds his sword forward towards you.
Okay. Well then, I will scream out. What have you done to me? Why can I not remember what elves look like unless I'm looking at you?
You can see confusion takes him. You said you yelled that?
Yes. So the change that they made to wild shape for 2024 allows druids to speak while wild shaped, apparently.
Cool. I think they always should have been able to. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, most people play it as a house rule anyway, but that's cool. No, my point was just volume wise. Do you think that Weave and Collet could have heard you?
100%. I'm not being quiet.
Okay. The crowd sort of starts to form around the front of the store, and again the two guards that flank Thux sort of stroll in behind him. They don't have anywhere near the presence that he has. They don't have the presence that he has, but they sort of stroll in. One of them goes, "Just say the word, my lord, we'll put him down." And he sort of pushes forward with his spear drawn. Thux sort of throws his sword to the left and pushes it against his chest to hold him back. And he says, you can see this honesty overtakes him. He's trying to appeal to you. And he says, Grisk, please, come to your senses. I'm not here to harm you. I've done nothing wrong and would not wrong you. You know this.
Well, I will most assuredly roll an insight check.
Yeah. Fuck off!
Apparently, this game wants me to die.
Why are you rolling so many ones? Alex! Unbelievable! Holy, no one else at the table will have to worry about ones ever again. Okay. Do you want to use an inspiration point?
Do I have one?
Everyone starts with one. So you can, if you want to. I can play the story with that one if you want to. It's on you.
You know what? Fuck it, it'll be funnier with the nat one.
The nat one. Okay. You can sense he's trying to be honest to you, but you're so concerned about what might be going on inside your body that you still perceive him not as an enemy, but as a threat. So you're looking towards him. He's trying to be kind. You're seeing this kindness, but you can't stop thinking about what you saw in your reflection. So his kind words don't ring true to you because you've seen what you've seen. Something's wrong. It's only him that you're struggling to perceive. The elf. You look to the two guards that stroll in behind him. One of them's an orc and one of them's a human, and you're not having any issues recalling orcs and humans from your past, at least not at this stage. So to you, the problem is grounded in him. Everything was fine. You were just enjoying breakfast, and now you're in a bit of a predicament.
Okay. Why is it only you? I can't remember you. What? I don't even know your name. Stop
Alex,
talking like we know each other.
What was the item? Have we talked about how you had an item?
Yes.
What was your item? The thing that...
It will have been a small bone fetish that was carved into the likeness of a small coiled snake.
Did you carve it?
Yes.
Can you tell me what the significance of the snake is? If it's spoilers, then don't, but can you tell me what the significance of the snake is?
It is sort of one of like the guardian animals for the village that I live in.
Is there any other guardian animals of that village, or is it just the snake?
Others, yes. There's a couple of others. Yep.
Can you just give me one?
Yeah, there is a large bat-like creature.
Bat-like creature. Okay.
Yep.
So is it like a? All right. So it's got like a bat's head. Would you say it has like just a standard? No matter how big or small it is, it's got a bat's head.
Yes.
Okay. You can see he looks completely concerned for you. Genuinely worried for you. Steps forward and he gets down on one knee, and he sort of takes his blade, and as the two soldiers go to walk forward, he sort of brushes them back like this. You see him push his arms out and say, no. And then he takes his sword and he slams it into the ground. Not in like an aggressive, nasty way. He just pushes it into the dirt and the wood that's at his feet. And he twists and faces the pommel towards you. And he says, I am no enemy, friend. And you look towards the pommel of his sword, and it is a carved bone bat head.
Okay.
I want you to roll a Constitution check at advantage. If you roll another fucking 1, I'm gonna reach through this screen and I'm just, why can't you roll higher than a 6 at the moment? What is fucking going on? Constitution 10 is a success. You immediately recognize that carved boned back head. Specifically, you note that the cheek wells of the bat on the pommel have ebony wood pushed into the bone. And that is like something that you are known for. You work with ebony quite a lot. It is your favorite style of wood to work with, and so you distinctly recognize and know that you crafted this pommel for him.
How did you get that?
You gave it to me, Grisk. 15 years ago, you gave it to me.
What? Why don't I remember?
I'm not sure, friend, but we can work that out together.
Okay.
Do you want to roll in? Do you want to roll in? You want to roll an insight check to see if you believe him? Do you want to just take his word for it? Colin, at this stage, you and Weave sort of step up. You're at the edge of the bookstore. The rest of the crowd is sort of pushed in with you as well. Okay, so you're not really standing out from the crowd at this point. You're still in it, but on the edge. Crowds sort of form around a busker in the street. You're sort of on the edge of where the crowd ends, the line of it, and you can sort of see into the shadow. You see this elf there. On his knees, holding his sword with the pommel facing towards the lizard. Is there anything you guys want to do? Alex, you're beginning to sort of come to a little bit. You 100% in your core and heart do not recognize Thux at all, but you're believing what he's saying.
Very well. I will unwild shape.
Okay, so you everyone sort of blinks, and then there's a lizardkin lying there in the dust and dirt, looking confused. Colin,
Yep.
Weave, what are you doing?
Can I use insight?
On?
See, like, if the elf is the elf? Who is that?
So that's Thux. So
yet?
Thux the elf.
That's Thux?
Again, he's like I said, he's the head of the local chivalry, right? The local knights. He's the head of them all. Yeah.
I
Go ahead.
want to approach, and then I want to ask, what's going on here?
Okay.
Too much distraction.
Okay, so you push in. Are you walking with him, Weave? Still using him to sort of keep yourself out of sight, out of mind? Oh, there he is.
Yes, Yes, I'm still going with him, secretly. But I also, as curious as I am, want to do a history check on this Thar guy.
On Thux? Okay.
Thux.
Yep. Roll a history check. Okay. With a 12. No, 12's good. 12's good. 12's enough. Thux is incredibly well known throughout all of Eberwald. The reason he is as well known as he is because he was Gorehound 500 years ago. He was Gorehound's number 2. In fact, he was the only elf that served in Gorehound's forces when they took the Battle of Sendri. He was his second in command. The reason he's stationed here was originally to humiliate him, and everyone in Eberwald knows this. If they've been around long enough, it was originally to humiliate him, put him right on the front lines, to say you failed, you lost our grand champion Gorehound. But over time, as they've built this city up, he has become a symbol of that that patriotism and constitution of Eberwald rebuilding over the last 500 years, even in the face of all of the shame that was brought onto them originally by the loss of Gorehound. So he's a figure that a lot of the nobility of Eberwald have tried to hide and push out of sight nowadays, but the local populace have sort of made him a hero. Not necessarily across all of Eberwald. Across all of Eberwald, he's known as... There's a bit of shame on him. But here, at least in Blottrus, where he spent the last 500 years, he's well respected and looked upon quite kindly by the populace.
I see. He's quite a figure then.
Yes.
Crown would probably favor him quite a lot.
Yes. Right, let's show this because Sunday has whipped this up in fucking no time once again because he rules. This is the artwork, what's been done by Sunday for Meow's little halfling character. Look at that! It's so good, man. I don't know how he whips them up so quick. So fucking talented.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It's so good. He just does it again and again and again. Sunday, you rock. So you know that Thux has been around for a very long time. So Alex, he stands up in front of you. Oh no, wait, Colin, what did you say to him? You asked what was going on. What were you saying to him?
Yeah, basically that's what I said. I was just, what's going on? Why is there so much destruction that just happened?
All right, so you seem a little bit confused. He sort of turns to you, and as he turns to you, he puts his sword away. And again, in lizard folk culture, Grisk, turning your back on your enemy, or turning your back on the person behind you, is a show of trust, right? If he was looking to fight you, he would be maintaining direct eye contact in front of you. He turns his back to you, and in a way, you see he moves his feet, and there's sort of a language to him. It's almost as if he's using the body language of lizard folk. You can sort of see that he's familiar with you and your people. And you can see that as he sort of turns, he ensures that he sort of stomps his heel as he turns to get your attention and let you know that he's turning his back to you. You don't perceive this, Collet, or Weave. This sort of just goes unnoticed for you. But you definitely see it, Alex. And he slides his sword back into its hilt and locks it in. You hear it lock in. And he goes, Harangon, this is twice you've interrupted me. Tell me, what do you want? And he's now being a little bit more firm towards you.
I just want peace. I don't want anybody to get hurt. I've been around these parts for a long time, and I hate to see anybody get hurt.
Alex, do you want to roll an inside check? Oh no.
Can do. Don't screw me again.
Inside check.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh no.
Take this foul roll low curse off me, Bobs. Fuck me over.
Oh my, the caster's curse.
Unbelievable. Okay, don't worry. With the fire, I just wanted to see if you got any read off of Meltmar, but you're not. You're still too still too dazed and dazzled. But you make eye contact. Do you look and sort of look to? Are you making eye contact with Collet? Are you looking towards the rabbit?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get you, Meow? Where are you looking right now? Are you looking at Thux, or are you looking at the lizard folk behind him?
I've shifted my gaze to the lizard folk. I know I need to know about
Roll an Arcana check. What about you, Collet? Are you looking at? You're probably looking at Thux, right? Because Thux is staring directly at you.
Yeah.
Okay. He sort of over his shoulder to you, Grisk.
20.
Thux sort of says, he says, "Does this Harangon speak for you, Grisk?" Hey, Weave, before you answer, Grisk, Weave, you catch a glint of something in that lizard folk's eyes. You see it, it's unmistakable. Straight away, you see something moving, and you feel a deep concern overwhelm you. You're immediately uneasy. You can't quite put your finger on why.
Strange.
Yeah. So yeah,
I feel this regularly.
yeah. So again, the Thux shouts to you, Grisk. Does this Harangon speak for you?
I've never even met a Harangon before.
Oh well, Harangon, you've heard him. Maybe you should move along. He sort of goes to push you away. Anything you want to do, Weave? You've sort of found what you've been looking for. You've come here looking for bits and bobs and Chinese and all of the things that you can get your hands on to. But you've found something even more interesting in the eyes of this lizard folk. You don't really want to go anywhere. You know exactly where you want to be.
Oh yes, I'm never leaving this place. Not while all this excitement is around. I think. Should I do action? Maybe I throw an ice knife at him. See what happens.
And what, the lizard folk?
Yes.
Don't antagonize the situation. The situation is calming down. There's no mischief. No fucking mischief. God damn.
Oh, alright. Just move a bit closer then.
Alright, so you stroll forward. As you stroll forward again, as you get closer towards Thux, you see something sort of fade away from him a little bit. Like I said, that like elvish stamina, that kindness all sort of fades as you move towards him. And as you sort of step forward, you see he catches you in his glance, but chooses to ignore you as you step further into the room. You're not sure why he's not addressing you, and just sort of letting you make your way into the room. Thux at this point looks you up and down, Collet. He's staring directly at you, and he stops and he says, "Hang on a second, Harangon." And he goes, "Your robes, the way you're dressed. Are you some kind of wizard, some sorcerer, a man of knowledge?"
I am indeed. I yearn for the knowledge.
Okay, and do you know what might be going on with my friend then? Is that why you're here? Can you help?
I may be able to investigate.
And sort of he stops for a moment and he stares over towards you, looking for some kind. What's what I'm looking for here? Come on, Bobs. He's waiting for you. He's waiting for you to accept the assistance, essentially, Alex. He sort of stares towards you, giving you a look like, "Do you want? Are you willing to let this Harangon take a look at you?"
I'll sort of nod my head.
You nod back?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
so Thux steps aside, and right as you think you've slinked your way in, slinked your way in, Weave, you feel a big paw grab you by the back of the scruff, and it's the orc guard that is stood alongside Thux, and he goes, "What am I doing with this one then?" And he's looking towards Thux. Thux looks back and says, "Hold on to him for now. We'll deal with him in a moment." And he's beckoning for you to step on in, Collet, towards Grisk, towards the lizard.
Okay.
So you're walking towards Alex. You can see that the lizard folk is sat there. He's confused. He's dazed. Roll a perception check for me first. Man, can you guys roll higher than fucking 4, please? All right.
Yeah, what's going on?
Unbelievable. Unfucking believable. Okay, with a 10, you sort of are looking over initially the body of the lizard folk in front of you, but you don't really detect anything external. But then you do catch those bright yellow eyes of this lizard folk are unmistakable, and they're sort of they draw attention to them. They're big lizard eyes. You look across your scales, and that's where your eyes land, like they would on your ears as a harangon. People see you as a rabbit, but they always notice your ears. People see a lizard folk, they always notice their eyes. And you see some black smoke swirl over the pupils and then disappear into them.
Can I use Arcana check?
Sure can. Yeah, absolutely.
My D5.
Okay. All right.
20.
So you take a moment, close your eyes, and sort of reach out with your hand and push it towards it. You flinch a bit, Gris, because you're not really sure what's about to happen. And you sort of try to discern what you can about what's happening here with Gris. As you push through, was that a nat 20? That's a good question too.
That was a nat 20.
Okay. About fucking time. You push through and you reach out, and immediately you realize that this is being emitted and pushed onto him from within very close range. Something somewhere close to you is pushing some kind of dark energy, some kind of you sense it as death magic, and you are worried that there is degradation going on within Grisk's mind. You're even more concerned that there may be permanent damage occurring because someone here is working to harm him. Someone who's very, very close. I'm not saying like 5 foot close. I'm saying within 100 meters. It sounded like I was pointing out weave for that. It's not weave. I'm just gonna say that. Yeah, you immediately, one of the very first things you do is go, is it that fucking thing? And you determine immediately, no, it's not weave. Just to get that out of the way. But it is someone close. Someone very, very close.
Let's see. Can I use a perception check to kind of look around and see if I can see anybody that kind of stands out?
You can. Yeah. I'll allow it. Are you communicating this to anyone, or are you keeping it secret to yourself for now?
I'm keeping it a secret to myself for now.
Okay. With a 12, so you're focusing and reaching out towards the lizard folk, and you sort of look back towards the crowd behind you, and you catch that same misty, like covetous sort of shade across someone in the crowd, but you can't. You're too busy focusing on your Arcana check that like you'd have to drop your magical senses and use your natural senses to isolate exactly who it is in the crowd behind you. But they're on the crowd line. They're just outside the store.
I stand up. I let him know that there's something wrong, but I don't let him know exactly.
Okay, so Thux or the lizard? Which one are we talking to? The Alex or the elf?
Thux.
Oh, Thux?
Yeah, I'll tell Thux so I don't freak Alex out a little bit more.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, he'll just roll another one. Good idea. Okay. So, you say to, what do you say to Thux? Tell him. So, you walk over and he leans down to get to your height, because even if this wasn't serious, it's still, he's concerned for his friend and would appreciate the privacy, so he leans down to hear what you have to say.
There is definitely something wrong here. It's external for sure, but it's closer than we think.
Are we in danger, Haragon?
What's the word I'm looking for? Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Okay. So you can see Thux and Collett having a conversation, Weave and Grisk. Grisk, you've come to your senses. It's just this block, right? There's nothing else going on. You're not, you don't feel like any damage happening to you. You don't feel exhausted or tired. You feel a bit roughed up because you fell through the roof. But it's not like you're paralyzed or anything. So if you want to get up and do anything at any point, Grisk, you can. You felt that magical energy wave over you from Collett. And now he's having a conversation with Thux. Weave, what are you doing while all this is happening?
Well, I'm being held by an orc.
Yeah, you just got like a scruff. Yeah, he's just got you by the scruff to make sure you don't slink away.
Yeah, which I'm not particularly happy about, but I am interested in what they're talking about, and I can, I feel, well, I can't really do much.
You can talk to the orc, you can shout out to Thux, you can communicate, you can do anything you want. You're being held, but it's not like being held stops you from doing anything. So in D&D, what you could assume, because this is your first time that you've played, what you could assume a GM might do is if you try and like wriggle free, the orc will probably just try and grab onto you a little bit harder. If you like push away from him, you're probably going to start some kind of conflict, right? But that doesn't mean that you can't communicate with him, communicate with people in the room. There's always something that can get you out of the situation and resolve it without conflict, if you've got a good GM. And if you want to start conflict, there's always a way to start conflict as well. So it's really on you how you want to play it. But remember, you are playing a game with your friends, right? You are playing a game with your buds. You don't want to just be a murder hobo, just go around just murdering or starting fights and this sort of stuff. Because one, it means the whole campaign becomes a fight and there's no time for role playing. And two, you're creating issues consistently for your party as well. So you can be cheeky, you can get up to mischief, just don't make the story around entirely everyone else trying to fix problems that you create. You see what I'm saying?
Did talk to him. Want to know what he
You want to talk to the
breakfast? To the orc, yes.
Okay, what do you say?
A bit about him.
What do you say to him?
To be friendly. Hello, Mr. Orc. I know you're holding me here, but I'd just like to know how you even got here in the first place. I mean, why are you working for this Thux guy anyway, the guard? I mean, I know he's quite well known, and that Blotyaga is quite the place for him. But what is in it for you?
Okay, roll a persuasion check. Alright, he sort of you can see he's grown tired of what Thux is up to and this lizard folk. He just wants to get back out and enjoy the festival. And outside, you can see the crowd is starting to sort of disseminate back into what it was, but there's still a pretty firm line, and he's looking to get back out there and finish his breakfast. He looks down at you, and you haven't won him over, but he's willing to have a chat because he's bored. And he goes, alright, look, I was out there, I had myself some meat sticks. I like meat sticks, they're my favourite. How old are you then? What, 6, 7? Your mum ever make you meat sticks?
Boy, I'm 18, thank you very much. It's quite young for the kind, but still, I would not be slandered like that. But meat sticks.
Wait, how you be so fucking old and look so little and small?
Well, I'm a halfling. Don't you know about halflings? Surely you know about halflings. I'm maybe a little bit smaller than I should be, but it's just part of.
What? Well, if you're not a little fucking brat, why won't you do what you were told? Alright? You sit there, you stay put. I'm gonna go get myself something to eat. All this talk of meat's making me hungry. And he sort of lets go of your scruff and he turns around and he disappears off out into the crowd himself, giving Thux a nod on the way out. And you sort of see him disappear as you're sort of put on your butt as he pushes you down. He's done with you. He's gone. Okay, Grisk, what are you doing?
Well, considering I just felt a wave of magical energy over me, I'm going to look myself over, and then I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay, cast Detect Magic. Do it. Is there any Is there any?
There's no.
It's just cast now, isn't it? Yeah. What does it say? What does it say exactly in Detect Magic? Because it is important.
Okay.
Here.
So for the duration, I can sense the presence of magical effects within 30 feet of myself. I can also sense such effects. You can take the magic action to see a faint aura around a creature, a visible creature or object in the area that bears magic. And if an effect was created by a spell, you learn that spell school of magic. The effect is blocked by 1 foot of stone, dirt, or wood, 1 inch of metal, or a thin sheet of lead.
Okay, so you cast Detect Magic, and immediately you're blinded in the room that you're in. You can see that Thux is emanating a sort of passive energy of magics, and it sort of the way it appears to you is as if you're looking directly into the sun. It just sort of blows through in front of you and sort of obscures everything out behind him. You're looking out of the bookshop still towards the crowd.
I was in that direction, yes.
Yep. To your right, where Weave is, it's almost the opposite. Weave is pulling all that light in. It's like it's almost like disappearing into where he is. You can still make him out, but you can see that the light sort of disappears. Collet, there's this playful, wonderful energy that's emanating and that is all around him. And you push to yourself expecting to feel that natural aura, to be in tune, that nirvana that you have. Even in this city environment, you still in tune with the rats that move through the street, the birds that fly overhead, the trees that are scattered throughout, and the fish that are in the waters of the harbor around you. You expect to feel that, but instead there is a awful, ghastly, green, toxic energy that is soaking your body right now that you detect immediately as death magic. And you look out towards the crowd, and right where the light of Thux's energy and the darkness of Weave's energy meet, where they collide. When I say darkness, I mean that literally, not evil darkness, just to be clear. I don't want to paint Weave as some evil character. I know that it might perceive that way. Weave is not an evil character. I just don't want to be painting him as some bad guy of the party. He's not. But he does absorb light. So where the darkness and the absence of light meets with the light, you see through the crowd, through that and out into the crowd, and you can see a beaming green on the edge of the crowd line.
Okay, well, I will try to not freak out the fact that I'm not covered in nature magic, and I'm covered in icky death magic. Don't fuck this roll.
Oh my god.
I'm not very happy.
No, yeah. I'm not gonna say you're freaking out, but you're still agitated. There is a spell being cast on you. You can feel it. No one else seems to be concerned, and that's bothering you.
Yep. Well, where I see that sort of green, beamy sort of at the very edge of the
crowd
range, I'm just gonna start steaming straight towards it and start bellowing, "Death magic this way!"
All right, he screams. You hear the lizard folk, Grisk, stand up and with a furious intensity, scream, "Death magic this way!" And he pushes. As he stands up, you see Thux look directly at you, Harangon, to see if what you've concerned him about is what Grisk is moving for. He's looking for a confirmation. He's waiting for like a knowing confirmation from you that Grisk is onto exactly what you're talking about.
I give him a firm, quick nod.
And do you move behind Grisk?
Do I move behind him?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Are you saying do you want to follow Grisk out? Okay, you give him a nod and you start to follow out Grisk. Thux stands and again palms the grip of his sword, and he begins to move on out. Weave, what are you doing?
Well, in this commotion, I follow Collins and I investigate his inventory.
You want to
distracted right now. Yeah,
okay, alright. Roll a stealth check for me. Okay, you move over to investigate Collet's inventory and finger his goods, but as you get close, because Collet is such a lovely and trusting individual, he looks to you with a big, warm Harangon smile and pats you on the back and says, "Come, Weave, let's go." He thinks you're coming to assist. He hasn't detected that you're up to mischief, so he's just sort of has guided you out, so you moved out with them. Okay. You step out into the crowd, and the light hits you in the eyes, Grisk, and blinds you a little bit for a second as you adjust from bookstore. As you sort of step out, you see this a dwarven woman walking towards you, going, "What have you bloody done to my bookstore?" As she sort of screams on in to see what's happened. She stepped out to get some breakfast herself, and now her bookstore is destroyed, and she disappears on into it. But you see on the edge of the crowd, these purple, deep, ribbed purple robes sort of glint and flicker in the sunlight where that death magic was, and then go to disappear into the crowd line.
Okay, well, I'll do a perception check to see if I can get a better look at them.
Roll it.
There it is.
Now he's got his rolls on. Yeah, you see what looks to be a 5'8" form disappearing into that crowd. You're tall enough that you can sort of see over the crowd and see them moving through. They're about 15 feet from you at this point.
Oh, I'm running straight for him.
Okay, you book it over.
I just go sprint after him.
That's what you can catch him. Before, is there anything else you guys want to do before you see Grisk start to dart off towards someone in the crowd?
I follow.
You're gonna move with him?
As well, yes.
Just gonna move with him.
Okay. You push through the crowd and immediately you slam into it and see this purple-robed figure look back at you. And from under the hood, you see grey hair, but you can't quite make out the features. They go to run, but they're within arm's reach. Are you gonna try and grab them?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. You grab onto them. I need you to make a Constitution save for me again.
Can do.
Okay, you grab onto them, and as you touch them, are beamed with death magic. The minute you touch them, you feel it just overwhelm you. It is crippling. I need you to take 3 points of damage.
3 points?
Yep.
Yep.
So you all see this green energy just hit and swell over the top of Grisk. This robe figure steps back, and the crowd starts to part. As they're standing with their hoods still down, you can see their grey hair flopping out from below their hood. They don't look to be ready to start a fight, but they are waiting to see what your next move is. You're a bit distracted right now, Alex. You've been hit. Thux is walking. He hasn't run like you guys are, so he's walking up. What are you doing, Weave? What are you doing, Collet?
Oh, well, I see the death magic from where I'm facing, and I see that Grisk is obviously not as well. So I think I throw an ice knife at the figure.
Okay, there it is. Ice knife. Roll initiative, guys. Here we go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wouldn't I already I'd kind of be following him, and I'd kind of see it because.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right there. You're right there with him. Yeah.
Right there behind him, we see he's damaged.
Yeah, you just saw Grisk get hit with some kind of death magic. You saw it immediately. Roll an initiative. That worked. There we go. I'm sorry if you got a good initiative roll before, but we're just going to go with these ones just for the simplicity of it. Okay, Weave. You launch your ice knife. What is your does your ice knife roll to hit? What's the spell say? I'll look it up.
Let's have a
Yeah, so you do roll to hit with ice knife.
Roll to hit. Okay, roll to hit.
yes.
D20. Roll to hit first.
How would I do that?
You should have an attack roll, right? That you can click on your sheet. Am I right, Alex, in saying that?
The attack, yeah.
I think if you click it, it will roll to hit.
And cast. Cast ice knife.
Yeah. Go for it. Hit it. If you get.
Cast at what level? Does it matter?
You can choose. So because you're level 3, you can choose a level that you want to cast it at. Higher levels, it gets some more damage, but it will be used. It will use one of your level 2 or level 3. I think you'll only have level 2 spell slots at the moment. Yeah.
There's a setting to use spell slots.
Yeah.
How does that change?
Level 3 spell slots is level 5.
Yeah.
I'll just use first level.
Okay, go for it. Ice knife. Okay, that was your roll to hit. You slink that ice knife as far out from underneath your wrist to try and connect with this shadow figure, but you have you're essentially a creature of extremes, Weave, where you go completely unnoticed or are the most noticed thing. There is no in between for you, and you were noticed. So you flick this ice knife, and the figure in front of you sidesteps, and it whips past behind and slams into these buildings just here on the right. Shatters against the wall. You have missed, Mr. Roll.
Okay, so because he's missed a part of Ice Knife, means now everyone within 5 feet of the location that he hit takes a dexterity saving throw.
Well, he's hit the wall. There's probably a few civilians. Hang on. Let's say there's 4 civilians. What happens if they fail the dexterity throw?
They take 2d6 cold damage if they fail.
No, they don't, do they?
Yes, they do.
Okay,
Ice
so
Knife
did you
does
say
1d10 on a hit? Yeah, 2d6 cold damage.
Okay. The ice knife flicks past the figure, sidesteps, and it slams into the wall behind the hooded figure. You can see that there are 4 people there, 2 dwarves that are having a chat, a very regal-looking human, and a halfling. The dwarves sort of feel the ice hit them and hold their feet, and they seem to be just fine. The human gets a shard of ice that slashes across his arm. He holds his arm and sort of staggers back. The main part of the ice knife slams into the wall, ricochets, and slams straight into the eyeball of the halfling, and it drops onto its back dead. Grisk, you're up.
Oh dear. Right. Okay, well, how far have they managed to get from me? Because
they're still 10 feet.
They're 10 feet?
Yeah. They haven't got far. They've stopped. They're still trying to keep their energy focused on you. Speaking of which, roll another Constitution save for me after you.
Yep. Okay, so I'll cast Thorn Whip at them. So
that's a hit. We'll go through that in a second.
Yep. And my con
17.
save
Okay.
is 19.
Beautiful. You see that right as you're about to cast Thorn Whip, you see their body tense up, and this wave of green ghastly energy blasts over you again. But it's like waves breaking on stone. It hits you, and you don't feel it this time. It moves right over the top of you. You're still feeling the pains from before, but it didn't hit you like it did moments ago. Thorn Whip, that 19's a hit. You've hit.
Okay, so essentially what happens, a vine covered in thorns whips out from my hand. It will wrap around them. They will take 1d6 points of piercing damage, and then I assume they're smaller than a huge sized creature, so they're large or smaller.
They are.
They will then be dragged 10 feet directly towards me.
So this whip wraps around them. You see it. All of you see the lizard folk reach his hand out. These vines slink out like serpents from the tips of his fingers and his palm, and wrap themselves around this hooded figure. The hooded figure is constricted and contorted. You hear the of the vines tensing, and they immediately start to die. You see the vines are it's like they've been there for 100 years as they start to wrinkle. And right before they've lost all of their tension, Grisk reaves, and they pull this creature as they shatter and explode into just bark and dirt and dust because they've aged so much. It's still enough tension from Alex to drag this creature towards him, and it slides and lands at his feet. The hood folds back, and underneath it you see a female drow, and she's looking up at you, grimacing, Alex. But she is actually prone at your feet. She takes
2 points of piercing damage.
2 points of piercing damage, thank you. Okay. Anything else you want to do? Do you have a bonus action or anything?
Not at the moment. I'll
Okay.
I'll end my turn. That's fine.
Okay, Thux is going to spend his turn getting closer. You see her at your feet, Alex, begin to whisper, and you can see from the halfling that has taken the ice knife to its eye in the corner, you can see green energy start to swirl around that halfling, and its form starts to contort and twist as she whispers and murmurs, and the halfling that was just slain by Weave returns itself to its feet and grabs onto the ice knife still in its eye and draws it out into its hand. It is going to move towards you, Weave. It closes the distance towards you, and it tries to attack you with your own ice knife drawn from its eye. What is your armor class? Does a 17 hit? Okay, it hits. Okay, he slashes down with with your own ice knife towards you, and you take you take 5 points of damage. So take 5 points of damage, and I'll get you to make a Constitution save for me.
Using the save one.
Yep. So you click your Constitution save, correct? Okay, you're fine. You're fine. So he slashes down. You feel that cut dig into you with your own ice knife. And as he lifts his hand back up, you can see that the ice knife now has this green energy that's pouring over. The cold mist, the condensation that would be coming off of the ice knife, the humidity is green and ghastly instead of...
Nice.
Yep. Collet, you can see the reanimated halfling engaging in combat with Weave. And you can see this drow at the feet of Grisk, the lizard man. What are you doing?
I'm going to use Ray of Frost.
Okay.
On the drow. The way I do it is I reach my right hand into to the left part of my robe, like I'm pulling something out of my pocket, and I pull out kind of like a giant icicle. And I kind of just heave it underhand, like really, really hard, you know? Like I'm skipping a rock, but it's giant icicle.
Okay, beautiful. You throw out the icicle. Is it a roll to hit on Ray of Frost? It's a cantrip, right? So it should just connect.
Yeah.
Am I crazy?
Believe
1d8.
I'll just double check it. I'm pretty sure. Is it just 1d8? I'm pretty sure it just hits. Did they make a save?
No, it doesn't say. It just says +0 tag.
Okay. I accidentally rolled it for you. Oh no. Yeah. When I rolled it there, it said 16 damage. Is it 1d20?
Frost does not deal that much damage.
Yeah. That must be to hit. It must have a hit. Where is it?
Yeah, it's a ray attack, so rays generally require to hit.
Yeah, it's a to hit roll. Okay. Well, I rolled it for you. If you can roll it again if you want. I don't care. I got a 16, but if you want to roll it, just click it and let's go again. You got a 16 as well. Okay. Do the damage. Oh, it looks like he did 8.
8.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to assume that the cone shape, you've made sure that it doesn't hit the lizardman, right?
Yeah.
It's just not a cone.
It's not a cone. Okay.
It's a beam. Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. Boom, you hit it for 8 damage. Alex, you're staring down at the drow at your feet, and an icicle slams straight into the stomach of it and pins the drow to the ground in front of you. And it's back around to you, Weave.
Well, undead that's currently on me still. I think I should use my own Ray of Frost against it.
Lots of frost magic in this party. It's quite fitting. We are in a very, very cold environment, so it's very cool. Okay, cast Ray of Frost. Go for it.
Oh my god.
With a 5, you have missed.
My magic.
I'm going to say that the beam flies off behind and slams into the wall right next to the human that had been cut. It doesn't hit him, but the human, in a very, very panicked moment, decides that he's done with this environment, and he runs as fast as he can around the corner and off into the distance. He's not sticking around to get hit with the next ice spell that comes out. Did you want to do anything with your bonus action? Did you want to try and disengage, slink away? Do you have disengage?
Do I have a bonus action?
Say again?
Everyone has a bonus action.
Yeah, everyone has a bonus action. Yep. I play bonus
Yes, I
actions
will-
pretty fast and loose. There is a list, but if you tell me what you want to do, I'll let you know whether you can, and we can find some in between if we can't make it work.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and slink away from it, I think.
Okay. What is your class? Are you a wizard?
Sorcerer.
Sorcerer. Okay. You know he will if you're disengaging from him, he will get an attack at you as you disengage. It'll just be a swing with his ice blade.
See, I think that's fine.
Okay. So you go to move away and disengage from him. He swings at you with his. Interesting. He rolled a natural 1. He goes to swing with his knife at you as you disengage, and as he swings, the ice knife has melted enough that it's a bit slippery. And he swings and he lets go of it, and it flicks off in the direction and slams into the thigh of the drow that's on the ground. And, and as it hits the drow's thigh, you see him sort of seize up for a second, and then he collapses. He has the focus that she was using to keep him on his feet exists no longer. He is returned to corpse state. We are back around to you, Grisk.
Right.
You were looking at a
Well-
very, very wounded drow in front of you at this stage.
Oh, okay. Very, very wounded. They're on the floor. I'm going to be kind of mean. She hurt me a little bit.
She did?
I'm going to use my feeding frenzy ability, racial ability.
Okay,
Oh, lizard
just
folk.
feeding frenzy. Okay,
Yes.
what's about to happen?
As a bonus action, I can make a special bite attack. If it deals damage, if it hits and it'll deal null damage, but I will then regain some temporary hit points to equal to my proficiency modifier. So I'm gonna go for a big, nasty old chomp.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. Let's see if I actually hit.
Oh, you hit? Alright.
Oh, I hit.
Oh, you hit.
Okay. You
What
have.
damage do I do? I dealt 7 damage.
Yeah. I didn't roll the damage for that ice knife. 1 second. Oh yeah. You have killed her. Tell me what everyone sees. What everyone sees.
Oh, you have a rather large, rather pissed off lizard man. Just go straight for the throat, and it goes to the bone.
Everyone hears the snapping of vertebrae as this lizardman, done with this dark magic, bites in hard, and you hear the neck of the drow crack, and she goes to scream, but before she can, the warm breath of the lizard around her neck squeezes the air out of her voice box. So instead of the scream she was about to let out, she goes, "Ah!" And then it's gone. The bite comes down hard. As you bite in hard to her, Alex, drop from initiative. You're not in combat anymore. As you bite down hard into her, you turn and look right as Thux arrives, and he stands sternly in front of you with his sword half drawn, and he locks it back into his hilt. And he said, he with a wry smile creeps across his face, and he says,